All right, here we are. We're live.
We are?
I'm going to flip this sound.
For the opportunity. How did the whole Indie Week come last year? How did that happen?
We are subscribed at the website called Sonic Bits that takes independent bands everywhere. Before Indie Week, we played at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, and it was very nice. We tried again, and we were like looking around for independent festivals everywhere, and we were selected. We have like culture support from our hometown in Brasilia, and it's been nice, man. It all came together, and we came here. We played the organizers, the producers, and everybody from Indie Week, the production, the crew. Really loved us, and we are very grateful. And the last year was a great experience, and so far this year it's been awesome. Awesome.
So if you could right now to the people back home, what would you say to them for their support?
Acreditem no rock and roll. Believe in rock and roll music, man.
All right.
A little bit of Unpeeled there.
That's right. Shout out to Unpeeled for covering Trampa. We've been pushing that because Trampa's coming back. They played the last 2 years at Indie Week, and they're going to be back. We'll talk about that soon. But first, I'm Darryl.
I'm Cam.
And we do this every Thursday. This is our
Weekly Music Report.
Yes, and we're down at the Indie Week office. We do this every Thursday around 3-ish, which this week is 4-ish.
Yeah, the day sort of got away from us.
Busy.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're here. We're live. And like I said, we do this every week. We talk about music, news, some video plugs, bands, and advice. I usually try to do some of that.
What we did last week.
Yes.
What we're doing this week. What we're doing next week. Just a little bit of everything. I feel like I'm doing, no one will get this, but a Kim Zayak impression with my hat on today. So
yeah. So, let's start with what did we do last week, I guess?
Last week, I think Thursday night, we headed to the checkerboard floors at the Horseshoe Tavern for the official book launch of The Never-Ending Present, the story of Gord, Downie, and the Tragically Hip, written by Michael Barclay.
Right.
So it was a fun night. There was a band that was led by Ian Blurton, the amazing Ian Blurton, and guest vocalists got up with the band all night and did amazing covers of Tragically Hip songs. My friend Tom Wilson read a little bit from his book. Lana Gay interviewed Michael Barclay and talked to...
Right. And also, Caitlin was the keyboardist, and I got to say, shout out to Caitlin. She's in Public Animal with Ian Blurton, but also was in Bella Clava. And a little Indie Week known fact is they are the first band we took over to Europe. They played our first Indie Week Ireland.
Wow.
Bella Clava. So Caitlin got a chance to catch up with her a bit, which was awesome. And it's cool. She's doing great.
There was some amazing talent. Owen Pallett was there, who hasn't played live for quite a long time, the original Polaris winner. Michelle McAdory from Crash Vegas. Numala from Controller. Mike O'Neill from the Inbreds. Jose from By Divine Right. And Sate did an amazing version of New Orleans is Sinking at the end of the night to close it. A really incredible soul version of the song.
An interesting version of the song. Some people were this, and other people loved it.
Yeah, some of the hardcore, you don't want to be disparaging to the crowd, but like some of the hardcore old school hip fans just didn't quite understand an R&B version of New Orleans is Sinking, and they just didn't want to have anything to do with it. But everyone else
different.
thought it was amazing.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was different.
I thought it was beautiful. I thought she did a great job, so that was very cool.
I thought it was kind of Led Zeppelin-y.
Yeah, well, I think Blurton ripped into a Zeppelin riff in the middle of the song as well, as only he can change gears like that. So.
Yeah. And the other thing I was going to say, too, before we really get going is... if you're watching, comment below. Like, if you're in a band, say who you are, give a link, just share it and tell other people who you are and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and shout out, I see Jen, Sarah from Denmark. Hey, Sarah.
Nice.
And Mikey Stroud, who I ran into yesterday, all watching, which is awesome.
And if you're wearing your jersey today, which a lot of Canada is pretty amazing to walk around downtown and see so many hockey sweaters on in support of the victims of the Humboldt disaster. So it's really cool. So if you're wearing a jersey, hey, post your picture with your jersey on today too. Why not?
Absolutely.
I know your sister's wearing her Regina St. Pat's jersey right now for your nephew Robbie. So
yeah. Hey Jen, thanks for watching again. It's good running into you before.
Yeah.
Okay, what else would we do?
We talked about them last week. We went and saw Pale Waves, who were fantastic at the Velvet Underground with a great support band from South London called INHEAVEN.
Right.
Really good bands, both of them.
Pale Waves, I think, is going to go big.
Yeah.
They played our first Indie Week UK in Manchester, and man, they sounded awesome. Like, they've got the look, they've got the sound. I think there's only... on their way out.
Yeah, and a really good crowd. It was all ages, which was nice, so some of the younger fans could get in. I only caught the last 3 songs by INHEAVEN, but they were really strong as well. So I look forward to maybe them coming around on tour again. So
right. And also before that, actually, right before that was the anniversary at the Hideout. So shout out to the Good Brothers, Danny and Jimmy, plus Phil, and all the staff at the Hideout. It was awesome. Had a few drinks before heading over. It was good to see support from a lot of people because those guys are doing great things. They support indie music at the Hideout there. So 1 year at the new location, but I believe it's like 15 years strong in total.
yeah, and they're just finishing up at the Bout as well in the next couple of weeks as well. So there'll be some great bands on stage at the Hideout in the course of the next couple of weeks.
Right, and look, Kendall.
Hey, Kendall.
From Bonnie, Scotland. Thanks, Kendall.
Give us an update on the Arsenal score, Kendall.
And then what else?
You went out and saw Hotlips.
Hotlips last Friday at Baby G, and it was their single release. And man, I've known Carly, the singer, for quite a number of years. Booked a whole bunch of different bands she's been in, and they're sounding awesome. There's a great crowd, great response, and definitely there's some hype going on around Hotlips right now. So check them out if you can.
And Menage was on that show as well, and a band that you quite liked, you said Phantom Atlantic.
Yeah, Phantom Atlantic I thought were quite good. Talked to the singer just briefly, but they're another band I'd say that's going to be one to sort of like keep your eyes on in the local Toronto scene.
Cool.
So yeah. And what else is up?
That was it for last week, except for TFC winning on Tuesday night, so going to the CONCACAF Championships starting next Tuesday night at BMO Field, so they could win it all, win the triple. It's amazing. They're doing, they're bringing the country together in a lot of ways too. All the football fans across the country are rooting for Canada. They're Canada's team all of a sudden, so that's fantastic. So,
right.
Love TFC.
Yeah, and then I guess we got to say what's coming up this week.
Yeah, we're going to go to an industry event tomorrow afternoon to hear some new music from our friends at Olay and see what's up with them, which will be interesting.
Yes, and Olay's awesome. Like, we always kind of plug stuff. Daniel Bourgeois.
Yeah, signed to Red Dot with part of Olay and Robert Ott.
So maybe we might be hearing something new there.
Yeah, and they've actually just hired a few new people there, including my old friend Ivan Berry. So I'm looking forward to seeing Ivan tomorrow night. We worked together at BMG for years, so
nice.
That'd be good. Then we're going to wander around the corner, and our friends the MONOWHALES have a video release party.
Yep. So yeah, MONOWHALES used to be Ginger Ale and MONOWHALES, but now it's MONOWHALES. They've got a video release party, and this is a band that played for us. God, I think it was 2-3 years ago already. That'd be 3 years ago, and have really taken off. They had a video called Home is Where the Heart Is, all about Toronto. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. In fact, we'll probably post a link to it. But that video really helped launch them. It was very well done, and it showed a lot about Toronto, which got news and press behind the video. And then the band got a lot of momentum and still going on. And they often do like Facebook Lives like this as performances, but at the Facebook office. So I'm really looking forward to catching up with them and seeing what they've got coming up.
Well, the first time I met them was at Riff when we premiered their video at
Oh, that's right.
yeah, at the theater that night, and then they had a show later that night with Exclaim down at the Horseshoe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
The video release party. So that was the first time I met them. So it's been incredible to watch their rise.
And it's
since
still
then.
going.
Yeah, and I love the new logo as well.
Yeah.
Very clean. I like the M and the W.
So,
Just a small
so
thing.
Cam Kendall says they're down 1-0. It's halftime.
It's okay. They've got a 3-goal aggregate lead, so it's all fine. But thanks, Kendall.
And then also tomorrow night, man, tomorrow's packed, is Sumo Cyco playing at the Lee's Palace.
Yeah.
And again, you know, another post-Indie Week band, like alumni. They won Indie Week here in Canada about 4 years ago, and we took them to Ireland, and they just got back from their latest UK tour, which they keep going back now. Doors are open, and I talked to Matt yesterday briefly, and man, it sounds like they did really well as a headliner. So their first headline tour of UK.
Nice.
So,
And of course, tomorrow's Friday the 13th as well. So be
Port
careful
Dover.
out there. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Port Dover, yeah. And then you're saying you think Casey Roberts is at the Mod Club tomorrow night.
Yeah, so at Horseshoe, when we were there, I ran into Casey Roberts, who, if you do not know Casey Roberts, he's probably the best guitar player in the city, I think. He's amazing. He could do anything. And I believe, anyways, I think it's this week. If not, it's next Friday. I just ran into him briefly. I believe it's at the Mod Club. So check out Casey Roberts. And I'll try to remember to post a link below regarding that as well.
And if you're in London, Ontario, it's Jack Richardson Music Week in London, Ontario, Music Weekend this weekend for the noted Canadian producer, a man I was lucky enough to know.
Right.
And know his son as well, Garth. So all sorts of amazing bands playing in London, and the whole Fanshawe crew will be out. And if you're there, it should be a good time.
Industry schmooze.
Yes.
Do it. Bands go out. I keep saying it every week. Bands go out.
Yeah, and
stuff.
Saturday night I'm going to go out in my local neighborhood at the beach, Castro's Lounge at 9 o'clock to see my friend Blair Packham. So it'd be great to see him in a small venue, and nice to see he's back out playing again. So
Cool.
that will be fun. Yeah.
Usually I also mention this stuff throughout. Haven't yet,
Yeah.
but if you're an indie band and looking to play, you might have seen the Trampa video at the top where they're talking about some of their experiences coming to Indie Week. If you're interested, you got to apply. Canada.indieweek.com/apply is for a Canadian festival. It's open to every country, artists from all around the world. And our UK festival, which takes place in Manchester in October, it's uk.indieweek.com/apply, and that's open to UK and European artists only. So if you're not UK or European, don't apply to UK, apply to Canada.
Yeah, and neither of those conferences would happen without our sponsors, who we always like to thank as well. Our friends at Slate Music, Jack Daniels, Hop City.
Right. They're awesome. So,
OMDC, yeah, everyone who's involved. So
Yeah.
They make festivals happen, and not just our festival, festivals right across the country. So thank you to all of them. I guess we're moving into the news segment of the show.
Yep.
I just want to say congratulations to Sherry Sinclair, who runs a company called The Field, which looks after video directors, and they do commercials and stuff. She's getting the Special Achievement Award at the Prism Prize coming up in a couple weeks. So Sherry is an old friend, and it's fantastic. And I'm really proud that she is winning this award, and thanks to the Prism Prize for giving it to her. So.
Cool.
And those of you who don't know, the Prism Prize is awarded annually for the best Canadian video. There's a panel of 150 judges. We go through every Canadian video that's submitted and narrow it down to one, and they win $15,000, compliments of Slate Music and the sponsors over there. So the Prism Prize is very cool.
Nice. Single by Sunday just posted, hey guys, huge announcement tomorrow on Facebook and Instagram at 6:30 GMT. So that's Greenwich?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, I think, 5 hours ahead of us. But if you're doing that announcement, guys, tag Indie Week and share it on our wall.
Yes.
Please.
And congratulations for the benefit that you guys put on this week back at home in Glasgow. I know it was for a very special cause. It was very hard for you guys to do, so congratulations on the success of that. So
Nice.
yeah.
So, some of the things in news, I saw it blowing up on Twitter the other day. Coachella is in a bit of trouble. They're getting sued by another festival. You may have heard about this stuff. But basically, it's about their radius clause, and I don't know all the specifics, but it was like a 5-month radius clause, and it's also in, I think, 5 states. So basically, kind of saying, if you're a band playing Coachella, you can't work for almost half a year in half the country, or well, not half the country, but that side of the country, which is. You know, the other festival is saying that's trying to do a monopoly, which means they can't do business, or the artists can't do business during that time. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out and how it has an impact on other radius clauses. And you were talking about this the other day about CMW changed their radius clause.
Apparently, yeah, according to some of the artists I've spoken to, and like they're starting to announce all of their shows now in actual venues and the lineups each night, which is great, and to see all of our friends coming in next month. So great to see where everyone's playing and start working on our schedules.
Yeah, and the one thing to note about radius clause, like I understand the need for it sometimes when you're trying to run an event. It's tough to promote 2 shows at the same time, and then you split your audience in tickets. So, truthfully, I just think on a band's level, it's just take it as like we're not going to play that area until we've finished a show, or we're not going to announce the second show until the first show's done, because it's really not doing any credit to the promoter or the venue or help, I guess. And there's so many shows I've had where bands go, oh, well, it's going to be much better next week at this other venue. And in some cases, bands don't even promote, or they decide which ones they're going to promote, which just isn't a good look for anyone. So
no, and it's not just during festivals either. You shouldn't be playing one bar one week in Toronto or Guelph or Halifax or wherever and play another bar down the street the next week.
Yeah,
you have to space out your shows so it's best for the bar and it's best for you. So the bars are busy every time you play. So
max it out.
Yeah.
All right. What's up next?
Trampa. Yeah.
Trampa. So at the top, we talked about Trampa. We just talked a bit about Trampa. They're coming in May, so this will be their 3rd time in Toronto and Canada. Check out the stuff on our events section on our website and also on Facebook. They're going to be playing CMW, and then they're going to be playing in Barrie, Hamilton, Oshawa, Ottawa, and Montreal. All that stuff's in our events section. So check out this band from Brazil. And I also want to sort of do another shout out to Brazil because, man, they did great. And ETNO was the winner last year. And we're going to be taking them to Manchester. So at Indie Week. So
that's great.
Yeah, lots of good stuff from Brazil. And we're going to do some announcements while Trampa is here about some cool things that we're working on in Brazil. So
nice.
Stuff's coming. Just got to be patient.
Yes. But yeah, go to our website and all the information as it comes out is posted there. So we were also just talking about Spotify. They're working on a new version that'll be more mobile friendly. Like I've never used it on a mobile, to tell you the truth, because I use it on my laptop.
Well, the main thing is that you're going to be, if you stay tuned on Spotify, it looks like they're going to make an announcement that there's going to be a free service, and that free service is going to be more mobile friendly. So the main part is free service, and really what I think they're also trying to do is keep investors happy. They need to show growth of listenership, because at some point they probably have plateaued, and they're not showing growth, so they need more people using it, and the way to do that is make it free, or a free version.
Well, it's always been free. Like they're always, you can either get a premium or a free version. I've been using the free version for years, so
Right.
but not necessarily on my mobile. It's
Right.
it's pretty incredible that Spotify is worth more than the three major labels combined right now. Like if you told me that 3 years ago, I would have gone, yeah, right. Unbelievable the growth of that company.
Well, it's I talk about this stuff all the time, kind of about free. Free is where it's at, and then you make your money, right? And I think I talked about this before, where the whole people show up to a bar, say there's live music, and where there's a cover charge, they run sometimes, unless they know what bands are playing. So what's hard for emerging artists is to create value, and I'll talk about that kind of stuff in a bit, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so Spotify, I actually saw the right when they were launching, when I was at the Great Escape a few years ago. There was a panel, and the CEO was on there talking about what they were going to do before. Like, this is right when it was starting, and it was interesting how so many people were against it right away. So many people were kind of putting it down. And this is the thing, is when certain companies come in, and they're coming in really strong, there's no denying it. So I really say, instead of putting stuff down, really investigate whether it's worth it. Because imagine if you got in early with it, and like there's a chance to make money, and that's where money is being made, is through streaming.
Yeah.
So I just read, like, there's like $9 billion, I think they're worth. Like, it's crazy.
As I said, more than all three of the majors combined. So.
Well, if you think, I think it's something like there's 51 million users on paid subscriptions. So that means like $10 a month. Do the math. Like, in a year, that's insane.
And Apple's made a few new changes too, and there's a new person running the music site as well, and worldwide. I saw an announcement yesterday, so it's coming down to those two horses.
Yeah, everything else is not doing it.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on the news part? Oh, yes. Shows. More shows. Lots of shows in the events section and stuff on our site and on Facebook. A couple things. In fact, I am wearing a Mineta shirt that I just had a meeting with. And they're going to be playing May 31st at the Bovine. There's lots of cool things we're planning, and we're going to keep announcing about it.
And they are a crazy, fun live band. It's a circus show.
It's a circus. It's fun. It's entertaining. I'm going to talk about that, too, in a moment. But, yeah, so this is the thing. May 31st at the Bovine. We got lots of stuff. I'm not going to say anything else other than that, but we're going to be announcing a ton of stuff about that one show, because there's other things that I can't even talk about. And it's Indie Week, and it's Brazil, and it's CDs and all that stuff. May 31st, Mineta at the Bovine.
Maybe it'll be warm by then.
Yep.
You never know.
And another show that we need to talk about, well, there's actually a few shows. Next Thursday at the Ballroom, we've got some bands playing. We need you to come out and support indie music. Check out the links. We're going to be posting actually videos of every band that's playing there. So come out next Thursday to the Ballroom. It is free. Support independent music. Black Absinthe, May 18th at Cherry Cola's. I love this band, local hard rock, heavy metal band. Black Absinthe, good friends. So, yeah. And there's going to be more shows. Johnny Nocash was another one, May 24th at the Bovine.
Yeah.
See, we got lots of stuff coming up, and we're going to be really plugging it. So best thing to do is just go to our events section on our website and events section on Facebook. So,
Our video of the week.
Video. Kovic Talk. So, have you seen it?
I have seen it. It really intrigued me. But you know more about the story behind it than I did when I first saw it. So.
Well, it's just, I talk about bands can use technology really in an interesting way. It's easy. It's free for a lot of it. And, in fact, some of the meetings I've had this morning and this week, everyone's like, man, it's so hard. I'm like, no, it's not. It's easy. It's hard work. That's my saying. Ian, if you're listening, it's easy, but it's hard work. So this is the thing, is that we have more tools available to us than ever before. In one of the meetings I had today, I was like, hey, you know, if you want to get booked, you had to call somebody. That meant you had their phone number, and if you didn't have their phone number, you have no contact, zero with the club, zero with another country, anything. Now everything's online. It's easy. Kovic, one of the things that they did is they asked their fans to post a photo with a hashtag, and then they took the photos and made a montage in a lyric video form. So one, they get fans posting to social media. It's trackable through a hashtag, and then that becomes content in a video, and guaranteed those fans are going to share it.
Yeah.
Genius. It's amazing. How much did it cost? Not a lot. Ha, Nick from the MONOWHALES. I slept on Kovic's couch, I think. I think you did. I think I helped book that, and yes, you did.
The couch.
I slept on that couch too. So, but yeah, so we're going to be sharing that video as well, and that's a band to watch. They're doing amazing things in the UK. So, Kovic, love those guys.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff that they're doing. So, anything else on your end?
No.
No? All right, so.
There is, but I can't talk about it.
Yeah. I gotcha. So this is a time where usually I do some advice for bands. I've had a lot of conversations, and Alyssa Vox-Raw, we were talking earlier today. There's lots of stuff. My saying is it's easy, but it's hard work. A lot of conversations on either venues closing, not enough people coming out to support. And I really believe that the big thing is, one, bands aren't entertaining as much as they used to, or they're just kind of sounding the same or looking the same. And it's a tough one to say because it's an art thing and it's a commerce thing and it's business, but you have to entertain so that people are willing to pay for the ticket. And the more entertaining you are, the higher the ticket you can ask for. Look at Sumo Cyco, what they're doing. They just did a European tour, successfully headlining, and they are entertaining as hell, and their videos are entertaining. So raise your entertainment level so that people think it's worth the ticket price, and be consistent. Because the other thing is I've seen bands where one time they're fantastic because they put everything into the show, and then I go again, and they kind of put 50% into the show. They decide, well, it's not as important. And the perception is then I'm not going to go see them again, or I'm not going to recommend them because they're not as good as the first time I saw them. So anyways, entertainment value, I believe, is super important, and that's how you build value in your ticket price, and that's how you start making money. One of the things I was wondering is this an interesting discussion for independent artists? Do you want to start a closed group and share knowledge, or interested in meeting up at a club and opening discussions? Put comments below if that's something you're interested in, because I'm always interested in sort of sharing this stuff. And you got to participate in actually working the game to be part of it. So I relate a lot of this to hockey, and you know, think about what hockey teams do. They run a season. There's a time they have a preseason, a time they have a season, time to do the playoffs, and they're all going for the Stanley Cup. So it's very, very similar to what you're doing in music, and it's hard as hell. I know it's hard, a lot of hard work, but strategizing and a plan first will give you better success. So anyways, comment below if you're interested in starting a closed group discussion or doing meetups or any of that kind of stuff. There's lots of knowledge to share. So think about that. With that said, we're going to try to share a whole bunch of links. This is going to go up on our site. Please, if you can, support independent music. Shout out to everybody who watched, and take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week.